Hello folks, welcome to another video of mine. Here I am with Isuzu D-Max V-Cross, the BS6 version, and here's the key with the key fob. The key fob looks quite good, and with the lock and unlock buttons. And here is the lamps with the LED DRLs along with the projector lamp setup. This is the Z variant with the automatic gearbox, the two-wheel drive variant, and here we do get Z variant with the manual gearbox with four-wheel drive, and the Z Prestige along with the automatic and four-wheel drive transmission. From the sideways it looks quite massive, and it can give a Mercedes-Benz S650 Maybach a run for its money, even though these are not an apples to apples comparison in terms of size. But it's quite long, and this car has a length of 5295 mm, which is quite a long vehicle. And here I do get the tail lamps. So here's a noticeable difference between all the variants between the D-Max V-Cross. Here we do get LED tail lamps, but these two are halogen. In the top model Z Plus Prestige variant, we do get all of these bulbs LED. And here's the badging of Isuzu D-Max, Isuzu badging, and along with the rear parking camera, which is quite handy. Earlier when it was launched in 2016, we didn't get even a camera. We used to get only sensors. This is the DDI. Talking about the bay capacity, it has a capacity of 180 kgs in the top model, and 190 kgs for this variant, and 215 kgs for the 4x4 manual variant. And so as a weight differences as well. So far you can differentiate as of much in exterior. You can't differentiate between which variant is which, so I can help you with this. In this we do get a chrome bumper in the top of the line Z Plus Prestige variant, so that is a noticeable differences as far as an exterior is concerned. And for alloy wheels, we do get 18-inch rubber with Bridgestone Dueler high terrain tires. These are quite handy in off-roading conditions as well, but the tread is not that high, so it's a balance between on-road and off-road. And here we do get the ladder frame chassis. This platform is from 2012 to 2019, but in India we didn't receive the third generation as of yet. For suspension duties, we do get leaf spring in front, we do get coil spring in independent suspension. So far I quite like this car. In front we do get disc brakes, and this is the black color variant. We do get 7 more colors with the new variant of red and nautical blue, but I think the black one looks quite dashing, and the grille is quite wide with the Isuzu badging. One fact I'd like to talk about the Isuzu: their engines are more famous than their cars. Their engines are so good, they are duting numerous amounts of cars, even with the engine swap. Especially the Isuzu Trooper engine. That engine is so reliable, they are duting in various Jeeps in our Indian market. So that's the quality and reliability of Isuzu engines. So far I quite like this car. So far we didn't get any of its competitors as of yet in our Indian market, but this segment is rather new one. And here we do get outside rear view mirrors. We'll jump into interior as well in a bit. So far I like to show all the exterior aspects, so I'll show you the boot as well. It's quite heavy, but we do get a flat surface, and in optional extras we do get a flap which we can cover our boot space to store things, which can be very handy. But if you want to tow something, if you want to tow or you want to store something like a motorcycle, but you can't do in a boot space option, the hatch one, so you have to go with this one. So this is a very new segment in our Indian market, less than around 5 years old, with the debut of this car itself. Earlier used to get with 2.5 liter diesel engine, which has a torque of 320 Nm, but they have now detuned, or you can say downsized, with 1.9 liters in cubic capacity, 1884 in exact, if you talk about, with the power of 160 PS and 360 Nm of torque, which I think it's quite good. Even though this car doesn't have much of any creature comforts, but the necessary ones which we can use in our daily lives, Isuzu has made sure they provided it. So let's jump into interior and let's see how it goes. So we do get request sensor. So let's hop onto the driver's seat, but before then that, let's check out the aperture. It's quite wide. Getting in and out is not at all a difficult task. We do get some piano finish with some tough materials. This is the base model for the V-Cross, and here we do get a Highlander variant as well. We'll check out in a bit, but it's a more bare bones version of the V-Cross. And here we do get cloth seats, but in the Z Prestige variant we do get leatherite seats with a two-tone finish. So getting in was not at all a difficult task. As you can see, the steering wheel with the leatherite finish, which looks quite premium, and the hood line is quite and you get a quite of a commanding position. So here are the AC vents, which are quite powerful, and we do get some cup holders, which is a very interesting position and a very handy one to keep our drinks cold. And here are the functions of outside rear mirrors along with the folding function. And here we do get some space. Meanwhile, this is the automatic transmission, so brake and accelerator along with the dead pedal. The footboard is quite flat and wide, and for the steering wheel we do get controls for the infotainment system. This one doesn't have cruise control, and this is the instrument cluster along with the push button start stop feature. Earlier used to get a keyhole in the earlier D-Max V-Cross models. Here is the push button start stop system. So here is the infotainment system with the 7-inch. So it doesn't feature Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as of yet, but it does have Bluetooth, aux connectivity and all of the tech, and the automatic climate control. And this is the gear shift lever, and this is a 6-speed torque converter transmission source from Aisin, Japan. So here is the instrument cluster of the V-Cross, and here we do get a toggle switch on the light stock. So let's check out what are the information we do get. So first of all, we do get real-time fuel efficiency, average speed, distance, time elapsed, and range. Diesel particulate filter level, which is quite nice and which is quite important in BS6 models for the diesel models. And we do get AdBlue level at a range of 3,550 kilometers. Well, Isuzu has a quite long range as far as the service intervals are concerned. I'll put the description details about the service intervals of this car. So and it says CU Isuzu, which is quite a nice gesture. And for the dashboard, we do get some cubby holes here, and in this model we do get dual airbags, but in the top of the line variant we do get 6 airbags. And here we do get in top model the leather finish to make it more premium. And here we do get some storage cubby holes, and here we do get a socket which says total power when using all sockets 120 watt, so which is quite nice. And for the glove box, it is quite wide. You can keep their papers easily. Meanwhile, you get some bottle holders there as well to keep their beverages cool. So on and all, it's a pretty comfortable car. The seats are quite wide, they are quite comfortable. I quite liked it. And here's the handle grip to getting in and out. And for the steering wheel, we do get tilt setup, not the telescopic. So far, these are the equipment in the Isuzu D-Max V-Cross, the Z variant, and with sunglass holder with the lights. If you want a all-purpose car, this is the car to go for. You can take it out anywhere and anywhere. Since this car is quite comfortable, you can go in Ladakh with no issues whatsoever. And here are some bottle holders. I think they should have provided some space here as well. And this is the handbrake along with some armrest. With quite a lot of space, you can keep your knickknacks pretty easily. And no auto diving IRVM. Okay, which in this type of segment we don't expect much of a features, much of a tech, which is completely understandable. And here we do get controls for the power windows, the auto up down for the driver, and here's the rear window locking and lock unlock feature. So let's get out and see. See, it's not at all a difficult task. Let's hop on to the rear seat. Okay, the aperture is not that wide as compared to the driver seat, but you can go in and out in a very comfortable manner. So like this, see, you are very comfortable in the rear seat as well. And this much leg space I have got. This seat is all the way behind. I am 5'10", so this much space I have got, and in front as well. I can keep my feet ahead as well, so that's not at all an issue. And we do get bottle holders here as well. So it's a very practical and utilitarian cabin. As you can see the interior from behind. But the third generation Isuzu D-Max V-Cross has been debuted in Thailand quite a while ago. We need to see that one as well, and that is the more premium version of this car. And here are some window controls and the doors with some bottle space. So let's close the door, and the build quality is quite tactile and quite impressive. And here we do get some height adjustable seat belts for both the passengers and for driver as well as the co-driver. And so far in the rear seat space, if I talk about the head space, allow me to show that. So far this much head space I have got, which is quite impressive, and you can sit quite comfortably. But as you can see, I am sitting quite upright, and this much recline I have got. You can't adjust the seats because of the space which you get behind. So that's the reason you can't adjust those seats. So far these are quite comfortable. Sitting three abreast is not at all an issue, which is quite nice. And the seat quality is quite impressive. You are sitting quite comfortably. For the long distance touring is not at all an issue. So let's check out more and more equipment on this car. So if we're gonna talk about its off-roading capabilities, this car absolutely nails it with the shift on fly 4-wheel drive system. You can take this car anywhere on the planet, and this car is available in global markets as well. So spare part availability is not at all an issue. Especially in the Asian markets like Thailand, Indonesia and all. This car is quite popular there. So if we're gonna talk about the the coating which is on the chassis so that rust would not take place. And here we do get the spare wheel tire on the mounted on the chassis, similar we found in Innova and in Fortuner as well. So this is a nice way, neatly tucked spare tire. And here we do get underbody protection of steel underbody protection in front, so that rocks could not hit any part and damage any of the things. As you can see, the black panel which is shown, it's just to protect the body. So, and with some well, to keep this car safe for the passengers and for the pedestrians as well, and this car kept some reinforcements here as well, and along with some steel underplates so that rocks do not damage any of the parts. So which shows the focused nature of the Isuzu D-Max V-Cross. This car has the one purpose and the purpose alone to go off-road and go anywhere in the world. So that was the main purpose of the Isuzu D-Max V-Cross. And talking about this automatic variant, we do get hill descent control, hill start assist, downhill assist, traction control of the gizmos which you usually get. This one absolutely has it. In manual there isn't, where there's not much of a need, but in the automatic we do feature all this equipment. And for the rear we do get drum brakes. So I have driven the 2.5 diesel engine one, the older model. I have not driven as of yet this model. So we are gonna see how this car is gonna be on the real life traffic conditions and real life conditions. So I am gonna show you another car which is the same car but in the lower spec, the Highlander variant. So let's check out that car as well. So this is the Highlander variant which I was talking earlier, and this is the more bare bones version of the standard Isuzu D-Max V-Cross, or you can say the more fancier version. And this is the grille. You can see the gunmetal grey finish. In the standard model we get the chrome finish with no projector and an LED setup. As I told, this is the more bare bones version of the V-Cross. So it's targeted more towards the adventure junkies. The person who is buying this car will absolutely customize it to the max. Even if you talk about the V-Cross, people have gone insane with the customization part. So that's the reason why they providing this model, so that people can customize and can make this car on their own. And this is the steering wheel with no audio controls, and we didn't even get the infotainment system. And so far everything is same with power window controls. And I think getting in and out is a little bit tricky on this one, since we do get footsteps on the V-Cross, not in this one. So it will not be as smooth as in that car. The standard steering finish, not the leatherite one. The instrument cluster is same, and here we do get controls on the right side for the lights and high beam, and for the wipers we do get in the left side standard controls. The space is exactly similar, the dashboard. And for the Highlander one we do get the manual AC controls rather than the automatic one. And here is the gear shift lever. In reverse we do get a 6-speed gearbox, but unfortunately this doesn't have the 4-wheel drive variant. I wish this one could have a 4-wheel drive variant, so it will make a Highlander variant more appeal. And if Isuzu didn't provide any of the equipment, but they provided the excellent safety with ABS and dual airbags as standard at least. So that's the thing which I love about the Japanese cars. They never compromise on safety. And for utility part they provide a glove box and here as well. So this thing is similar. So let's check out the instrument cluster, see how much of a difference. Okay, it's not much different, it's pretty similar. Let's check out from how much features you get. So everything is similar as far as the instrument cluster is concerned, which is quite nice. And let's check out the backseat space as well. And before then, as you can see, there is no footsteps, so getting in and out is a little bit tricky. And for we do get another pedal, which is clutch and dead pedal, so which makes driving more comfortable. Let's close this door. So this is the black color variant. We get quite a lot more colors in this model as well. And talking about the rear profile, and here we do get bulbs with this DDI badging, the Isuzu badging in the D-Max. See, there's some noticeable difference. We didn't get any reverse parking camera, but we do get reverse parking sensors, which is obviously quite required for this car, which is quite massive. Here we do get some hooks for carrying out our luggage and all. This car is absolutely utilitarian. As for the length is concerned and dimensions is concerned, everything is same between both the cars. And earlier used to get the Bridgestone tires, but we do get MRF ZVRL tires with the profile of 245/70 R16. See, the profile is quite wide and the tread is quite nice in this one. And the chassis and suspension, everything is similar with the spare tire below the car with leaf springs. Well, why they're using leaf springs in both the cars, it's pretty obvious. It's a pickup truck, so they require leaf springs. So Isuzu is keeping this suspension in this setup, the ladder frame chassis and the leaf springs, so that these setup is quite tough, and even if the leaf spring is break, so the repairing is quite easy. So there's all the pretty much obvious reason why they're using leaf springs in the rear, at least not in front, which are the coil spring suspension. So this is targeted more towards the a person who are trying to modify their cars, and more towards the utilitarian. And the V-Cross is targeted more towards the lifestyle one, who require decent amount of features so that they can do their trips. So, and if I talk about this car, the prices are 17 lakhs ex showroom, which is quite a lot in my opinion, but Isuzu is offering quite a lot of discount on this car at around rupees 1.5 lakh rupees, so which is quite impressive considering the fact that we only get these two cars as of yet, and if we going in the market of an adventure lifestyle pickup truck. So Isuzu has tried to sweeten this deal with this discount. So a couple of minutes we'll take her for a spin. Let's see how will it goes. We are taking the automatic one. I've driven the manual one, so I'll share that experience as well in a minute, but so far we're taking the automatic one.